What's happening, y'all? Resident 47 back again for another episode of my music collection. Moving on to part 17 with this one. Before I get started, I just want to say rest in peace to the NASCAR legend Kyle Busch, who passed away yesterday. I know this isn't a NASCAR channel, but that shit's in my blood, and I wanted to acknowledge that before we move on. So like I said, this is part 17, and since it's the magic number in the Juggalo world, 17, why not go through my ICP CDs? I might have shown a couple off in like my past collection videos, but this is just a straight ICP only episode. So let's get into it. I'm just gonna be going through the first deck, everything they released from 1992 to 2004. But before they started out as Insane Clown Posse, they were Inner City Posse, and in 1991 they dropped Dog Beats. This is their first studio recording. This is the 2020 reissue, which has 5 tracks instead of the original 4. Classic shit is just Detroit gangster rap. This is before Valanche had that dream about the Dark Carnival. So you got songs like Ghetto Zone, Wizard of the Hood, Life at Risk, my favorite song, Dog Beats, and then a bonus track called Ask You Something, which is a song that was on the very first Forgotten Freshness. It was cool that they threw it on here as a bonus. So that's Dog Beats, Inner City Posse. And then they would become Insane Clown Posse in 1992, start up the Dark Carnival saga with the 6 Jokers cards, and then they released the first one, Carnival of Carnage. Sorry. This is fucking one of my top 5 favorite ICP albums of all time. So raw, unapologetic, and scrubby, and fucking raw, if I said that before. But this is when ICP was still 3 members: Violent J, Two Dope, and John Kick Jazz. You got songs like The Juggler, Wizard of the Hood again, Guts on the Ceiling, Night of the Axe, so fucking legendary, Psychopathic, Black in Your Eyes, a song that you couldn't make today, Never Had It Made, my favorite song in here, Your Rebel Flag, Taste, the Posse cut at the end. Fucking love this. And people bitch about this album like, oh, it's so dated, it sounds so old. I don't give a fuck. I think that's what works in its favor. I say that's what the charm of the album is just how old school it sounds. You know, it was recorded and released in 1992, so it's gonna sound like a 1992 hip-hop album. You know, this is before they started really getting down the Carnival shit. So that's the first Joker's card, Carnival of Carnage, from 1992. And then the next year, they would release a follow-up EP to that record, Beverly Kills 50187. I do have the original, but I feel I'd show off the remaster just to save face. Because, in my opinion, if you're going to get the album, this is the best version to have. You know, this mixing of this record was so quiet and so low for many years. And in 2023, they finally remastered this, as well as the Terror Wheel, which I'll get to later. But picks up perfectly where Carnival of Carnage leaves off. You know, their whole idea was being a traveling carnival from the ghetto that goes to the rich neighborhoods and punishes the wickedness and the ignorance of all those places. And this album is a take on Beverly Hills 90210, so they're continuing that traveling carnival theme with this record. So you got songs like Beverly Kills, 17 Dead, which is a top 5 ICP song in my world, The Stalker, In the High with Greasy, Chop Chop with Isham, Joke Your Mind. Classic shit. I would say this is underrated, like a top 10 ICP release of all time for me. I love the sound of it. Again, with Carnival of Carnage, it's just so raw. I love how raw and unpolished this record sounds. And then in 1994, they continued the Dark Carnival saga with the second Joker's card, the Ringmaster. Now, right there, you got the forks up, forks down. That's some gangster shit right there for sure. They were still on that gangster tip with this record, but starting to lean more into the Carnival side of their, you know, characters. Mikey Clark's first time fully producing for them, so he was able to get a feel of what their style was like and what they're supposed to sound like. And this is my favorite Joker's card of all time. You got even the intro Wax Museum is fucking dope. You got Murder Go Round, the original Chicken Hunt, Mr. Johnson's Head, Southwest Song, Who Asked You, The Dead One, My Fun House, For the Maggots, Wagon Wagon, The Loons, House of Mirrors. Like, I could put this on and not skip anything. It's just, it's perfect as it is. The Ringmaster, 1994. And then, later in 1994, in the summer, they released a sideshow EP to Ringmaster, which was The Terror Wheel. Again, I do have an original pressing of this, but just to save time, I'll just show off the remaster. It's in one of these fold-out digipacks. And I'll take the disc out. It's just the description of what the Terror Wheel is. But yeah, y'all know this. Again, like Beverly Kills, I would say this is very underrated. Probably the most underrated of the sideshow EPs, and it's my personal favorite. You know, the Dead Body Man that appears on here for the first time. You got Schizophrenic, Don't Panic is on here. The Smog is on here. Out. I Stuck It With My Wing. And my favorite ICP song of all time, Amy's in the Attic. So dark and scary. And I even like the little hidden tracks I do on here, like Thoughts in My Head and the Phone Number song after Amy's in the Attic. Very dope fucking EP, classic as hell. Pretty dark as well, like one of their darker releases for sure. And then in 1995, they got signed to Jive Records, and that's where they would drop the third Joker's card, Riddle Box. Now, right after Ringmaster, this would be my second favorite Joker's card. This is where they fucking perfected the Dark Carnival sound. Dope insert. This is when Jay and Shaggy started growing out the dreads. Look, this is probably my favorite look of ICP. It was this era. And so many classics on here. All of these songs are like this is like a best of ICP release. There's so many classics and big hits on here, like The Show Must Go On, Chicken Hunt, Slaughterhouse Mix, Toy Box, Cemetery Girl, The Joker's Wild. Dead Body Man reappears on here, more famously. Old Evil Eye, 12, The Killing Fields, I'm Coming Home. Man, what a fucking legendary album, man. Y'all know this. And if someone had this as their favorite Joker's card, very valid. And I also have the 20th anniversary box set of the Riddle box. I've had this since it came out, actually. It comes with a bonus disc called the Riddle Box Oddities. A little booklet where ICP talk about the making of the album. And then there's the disc. And they also remastered the whole album for this release, which was kind of cool. So that was the Riddle Box 1995. And then the next year, 96, they continued the sideshow EPs with Tunnel of Love. Now, there are two versions of this. There's a standard version, which I have here, and then the X-rated cover, which I don't have, but I think they might still have it on Psychopathic Vault. This is when they started leaning into more like their humorous, sexual type of content. You got Volunteer right there, the Maker of Love. And then on the X-rated version, it was Shaggy 2 Dope, Sweet Candy Nuts. Yeah. If I can get this fucking case back on. But you got classic tracks in here like Cotton Candy, Super Balls, you know, When I Get Out, Ninja, Stomp, Prom Queen, which is one of the best songs ICP's ever written. And then on the X-rated version, there's a bonus track called Mental Warp, which I think they should have been on all pressings of this record because that's such a great song. And then in 1997, they went from Jive to Hollywood Records, and then they dropped their fourth Joker's card, The Great Milenko. Now, this got pulled within 6 hours of its release upon Hollywood Records, and they would get re-released on Island Records 2 months later. This is the Red Island version. I wish I had more pressings of this album, but you know, the OG Joker card CDs are starting to go for a lot of money on secondhand market like eBay and shit like that. But I do want to get the 20th anniversary of this because it comes with Shockumentary. But speaking about the album itself, this is so fucking extremely classic. Y'all already know the deal with this. You got Hocus Pocus, Piggy Pie, How Many Times, which is probably my favorite song in here. Salwas Voodoo, Halls of Illusions, another favorite. You know, Under the Moon, What is it, Juggalo. You know, Hallelujah, Down with the Clown, Pass Me By. Just like Riddle Box, it's damn near a best of ICP release, like, and a lot of people's favorite Joker's card as well, which is very valid. This is where a lot of people discovered ICP because of the shockumentary being played on MTV, as well as the story of how the album got pulled. This is when they blew up. So that's the Great Milenko, 1997. And then next year, 98, they would release somewhat a re-release of a previous album, but expanded further upon. Forgotten Freshness Volumes 1 and 2. And now I say further expanded upon because there was an original Forgotten Freshness that came out in 95, but this is when they were on Island, and this is the nationwide release of the record. This actually went gold, which is fucking impressive for like a rarities album, especially for ICP's rarities albums. But that just shows you just how many fucking great songs are on here, like Hey Vato, Dead Pumpkins, Willy Bubba, Graveyard with Project Born, I Didn't Mean to Kill Him, Southwest Strangler, Witching Hour, the Mr. Johnson's Head remix, got the Hocus Pocus Headhunters mix, House of Wonders, Mr. Rotten Treats, Piggy Pie Old School, fucking Mental Warp, you got Halloween Wicked tracks, you got the Carnival Christmas tracks, you got the tracks from Fuck Off. It's just a mishmash of just extremely fucking fire unreleased ICP music. And another top 10 release they've ever put out, in my opinion. Forgotten Freshness 1 and 2. Just a goated record. We were supposed to get that on vinyl like a long time ago, but we never did. And then after that, they would release their 5th Joker's card in 1999. The Amazing Jeckel Brothers. My 3rd favorite Joker's card. Fucking classic. This is when they're so pissed off and frustrated with the whole world at this point because of what happened with, you know, the whole situation with Milenko getting pulled. Probably some frustration left over from being on Jive and not giving a fuck about them. So they let out all their frustrations and anger out on Amazing Jeckel Brothers, and it makes for an amazing classic fucking album. Yeah, now my favorite. Now they always got those intro Joker's card tracks where they describe what the album's about, what the card's about. My favorite of all of them on any Joker's card would have to be the Jake and Jack Jeckel tracks. I just love that Jack, throw another Jake, catch one more. They'll try to catch all. I just love that shit. But then you got Bring It On. I Want My Shit. Bitches with Old Dirty Bastard. I Stab People. Terrible. Everybody Rise. My favorite song. Play With Me. Fuck the World, The Shaggy Show with Snoop Dogg, Mad Professor, Assassins, Echo Side with Twisted, Nothing's Left. They went in more of a hip-hop direction one with their features on here. You're getting Old Dirty Bastard on here, fucking Snoop Dogg. Ice-T was supposed to be on this album with the song Dead End, because they had more rock features on Great Milenko, like Steve Jones, Alice Cooper, Slash, so they switched it up and like, no, we're getting rappers on here. Fucking classic. Also an amazing booklet that comes with this CD, but I'm not going to flip through it. So yeah, that's the Amazing Jeckel Brothers, 1999. And then they started having some beef pop off in the record industry. You know, that bitch Sharon Osbourne was all on their ass about how much they sucked and how they couldn't sell 50,000 copies. So they were like, I bet we'll fucking prove to you that we can sell. And they made a double release album. Bizaar. You know, I'll just go through the question marks first because I believe that's how it starts. And I already took out the Black Jewel cases so you get to see like Twisted as Big Stank or Stank and Poo from Big Bunny Rustlers. That shit just fucking snapped right on camera. How excellent is that? Fuck it. I think that's good. Yeah. But favorite tracks on Bizzar with the two A's would be Take Me Away, Fearless, What, Still Stabbing. I'm looking down the track list because it's in a fucking spiral. But Still Stabbing, We Gives No Fuck, Behind the Paint, The Pendulum's Promise. And between these two, which do I like more? I'd have to say The Eyes. And it comes with the 3D glasses right here. And you get to see Hack Benjamin from Big Money Rustlers on the back. And songs here are some of my favorites would include fucking Bizaar, Questions, Mr. Happy, Radio Stars, My Axe, If, Let's Go All the Way, Let It Killa, the fuck is on here, Crystal Ball. And they both sold, each of these both sold 50,000, and this was their way of getting out of their contract with Island, so that they wouldn't have to drop the 6 Jokers card under a major label. So that's Bizzar. Again, pretty underrated releases, I would say. You know, everyone, you know, the Jokers cards are what gets all the shine, but these are just as good as the Jokers cards, for sure. And then in 2001, they would drop their next Rarities album, Forgotten Freshness Volume 3. Great fucking release. A lot of great tracks in here. Like, there's a lot of Pendulum singles and songs they made for like wrestling, songs they made for like Vampiro's wrestling theme, like the song Take It. Here's them spitting over just like other industry beats. You know, demos of other tracks they would make. You got Cartoon Nightmares, Posse on Werner, It, Run, None But a Bitch Thing, Just Another Crazy Click, Take It, Superstars, Every Halloween, Insane Killers with Vanilla Ice and Law of the Dark Man, Confessions, Take Me Home. Yeah, this has like a little bit more variety from Volume 3. You got like original songs, you got Pendulum singles, Hello Wicked singles, features they did on other albums. So, more various, more diverse, I would say. But I still like Volumes 1 and 2 a lot more. But definitely a great release. And then in 2002, the big 6 Jokers card happened. The Wraith Shangri-La. Now, I have 2 copies, each DVDs. I believe this is the Seminar copy. And that's what the disc looks like right there. So, I got the Seminar, and then I also have the, fuck, I can get this. The Gathering DVD as well, which is the first DVD that I saw. But between these two, I like the Seminar a little bit more. But majorly classic fucking album, you guys. Songs like Walk Into the Light, Welcome to the Show, Murder Rap, Birthday Bitches, Blam, The Staleness, Hell's Forecast, Juggalo Homies, We Belong, Crossing the Bridge, The Raven's Mirror, The Wraith, and the fucking classic Thy Unveiling at the end. This is Mikey Clark was not around to produce this record. This is when Mike P stepped in, and I think he knocked the production out of the park. You know, the sound quality on this is very fucking clean and clear. They went to a lot of different studios to record these songs, so they wanted everything to sound just right. And this is the Wraith's exhibit of Shangri-La. And as y'all know, they had a part 2, which was the Wraith's exhibit of Hell's Pit. I got the slipcase. Now, between which one of the Wraiths do I like more? I like Shangri-La a little bit more, but I probably listen to Hell's Pit more just because it's more shit I can relate to on here as far as the lyrics go. And this is the version that has the Bowling Balls DVD. I do not have the Wicked Wonka Tour one, but maybe one day I'll get it. This case is so broken. But legendary songs in here like, you know, Welcome to the Darkness, Suicide Hotlines, CPKs, Truly Alone, probably my favorite song. Every Day I Die, Night of the 44, Bowling Balls, 24, Burning Up, In My Room, Basshead Attack, and then you got Real Underground Baby, which is like a 12-minute like song about the sampling the first 6 cards. But yeah, ICP The Wraith's Hell's Pit. This is their darkest album. All wicked shit from start to finish on this record. It's a classic. And that is my music collection part 17, ICP exclusive episode. So thank y'all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, because I'll probably be doing more CD collection videos more frequently. And I'm out of here. See ya.